your star sign aligns with your favorite bars, that's Rapstrology, introducing the Volume 1 and Volume 2 collection, where hip-hop culture meets cosmic energy. These tees and hoodies are crafted from premium heavyweight, pre-shrunk cotton for ultimate comfort and durability. Rapstrology gives you options that truly vibe with your style. Choose from 3 bold editions, gold, white, and black. Each piece makes a statement, perfect for concerts, studios, or anywhere culture thrives. Every drop connects the zodiac to the spirit of rap, creating an authentic crossover. It's not just fashion, it's legacy wear that sparks conversations. Each release is a new chapter in the Rapstrology story. Volume 1 and Volume 2 Rapstrology tees and hoodies are available now.
Too many people walk through life carrying fear. Not because they've done something wrong, but because no one ever told them they have rights. When you don't know the law, even ordinary life can feel like a risk. That's why we build Know Your Rights Foundation, a place where the law becomes clear, simple, and yours. Knowledge is your shield. The law is your defense. Start learning today at KYRF.org.
Long before the first colonial ships dropped anchor, these lands were already governed by sovereign, free-born nations. But physical conquest was only the first step. The true erasure happened on paper. By the time the early censuses were tallied, entire populations of Aboriginal Americans had their original identities slashed out, forcefully reassigned into restrictive, state-issued racial categories. This systematic relabeling legally severed millions from their ancestral heritage, effectively erasing their indigenous standing and replacing it with the status of a subordinate subject. That historical theft laid the foundation for a legal trap that still dictates your exact status today. Following the Civil War, the 14th Amendment offered a deceptive promise of protection, requiring individuals to voluntarily become subject to the jurisdiction of a newly incorporated United States. In making that trade, citizens unknowingly surrendered their permanent, unenumerated rights for a fragile set of government privileges that can be revoked at any time, legally binding the population into a perpetual state of voluntary servitude. And this system of subordination doesn't wait for you to come of age. It activates the moment you take your first breath. Beyond a record of life, the birth certificate is a commercial bill of lading, a financial pledge of collateral for corporate debt. It triggers the creation of the straw man, that all-caps identity used to secure the contracts that govern you. Every document you sign under that assigned name unwittingly reinforces an invisible contract, leaving you financially insolvent and operating as a legally dead entity within their system. Yet the very same language used to build this prison can also be used to tear it down. The exit strategy is hidden in plain sight. The paperwork to reverse the process already exists. Through the status classes on realnagas.com, the mastery of this legalese unlocks the specific filings and step-by-step procedures required to reclaim your Aboriginal sovereignty. Stop operating under a legally dead identity. Access the classes, file the documents, and step back into exactly who you were always meant to be.
You heard them. Get on over there, sign up. realnagas.com to the status classes if you want to regain your status, take your power back from this corporation known as the United States of America, Inc. They have usurped your status. They've taken all of your power and they've used it for themselves. If you want to get it back, you have to know how to contract. You're dealing with corporations. So if you don't understand how to deal with corporations, they work through contract, and they've made you a corporation so that they can contract with you without your knowledge. So you have to figure all of that stuff out, wipe out those contracts, and then reestablish contracting with that corporation on your own terms. And so this is what I teach: how to have one foot in the system, one foot out of the system. But having that one foot in the system does not obligate you or put you in their jurisdiction, because you've severed all of your contracts from before. So you only hold on to them, and you tell the system, you tell the corporation this, you're only holding on to their documents in order to move freely throughout the system because their officers and agents don't understand the law. So instead of going through all the difficulty of having to explain your status to every police officer and law official who doesn't understand the law, then you just maintain those documents or retain those documents, and then you use them whenever you need to, or whenever the government comes after you. That's when you assert your status. Up until that, most of the law that you need to deal with the government is police stop law. This is why we tell you to get over for police stop law. But the status classes are up. I know my people who are on Patreon, you guys were in the classes, and a lot of people are asking me when will they be able to see the videos again. So the videos are up. You just have to go back and get your subscription from before, and you'll be able to watch the videos. And the videos are edited. I cleaned the videos up, took a lot of the students out who was talking over and all that type of stuff. Videos are pretty long. It took me a long time to do that. So just so we know, those videos are like 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours long. So you get all of that information for very little price. All right, people. What up, Melanated Brown? What up? The Black Lens Network. What's happening? True Knowledge. What's happening? True Knowledge. Chaz McFly. Danger Man Dubs. What up? More Clarity. What's happening? Chris Tiger Ellis. What's up? Summer Breeze. Mac Films. Oops, hold on, guys. My eyes are a little messed up today. Didn't drink enough water. That's Rob Bolly. What's cracking? This is caught the start happenstance. Just by happenstance. Yeah, YouTube is not going to alert you that I'm on. I'm the shadow banned one. Highly shadow banned. Trust me, I'm highly shadow banned, which is why it's so important that you guys support the people who I have on here. It's very likely that you'll be the only supporters I get for a long time as they trickle in because I'm shadow banned. So very important that you guys support if you want me to keep doing this type of stuff. Because I need to see that I'm getting some feedback. So appreciate you. Got your DJ Sherm. What's happening? DFS Blue. What's cracking? He says finally you get a notification. Everybody, so they turned on the notifications today for real Nagas. Yeah, okay. What up, King Lemuel Productions? What's happening? That's right, people. Get on over there, realnagas.com. The status classes are on the homepage. So when you click on the homepage, you can just scroll straight down and go to the status classes. You don't have to look for them. Go to the homepage, scroll down. They'll be right on the homepage. Also, when you sign up for the status classes, you get a whole bunch of perks, whole bunch of free stuff that I don't like giving. I don't like giving a bunch of free stuff, but you get a whole bunch of free perks when you sign up. At the different levels, at the different tier levels. So some you get free t-shirts, caps, discounts on the merch within Know Your Rights within Real Nagas merch shop. You get constitutional rights cards, qualified immunity cards. At some levels, you get the Melanin book for free, hard copy. So put a whole bunch of stuff in there for y'all, man. And at the other levels, I will walk you through personally. I will walk you through your status change. I will help you do it side by side, hand in hand. No diddy. So these are all the things you get when you with subscription when you sign up for the Real Nagas subscription.
What if history was a rewrite? Learn the truth about Amaruka, master the law and reclaim your status. Unlock perks and join our live classes. Get the exact paperwork you need. Sign up now at Real Nagas.
Sign up at Real Nagas. You heard him. So real quick, hold on. I got a cash app. Charlie J. Scott. Appreciate your brother. Thank you for the cash app, bro.
May the force be with you.
Thank you, sir. Really quick, also, when you sent me the email about the t-shirts, you didn't send me what you wanted. You just sent me your address, Charlie. And you didn't say what t-shirt you wanted, what color, what size of the nut. You just said, this is my address. Peace. And I sent you back an email saying, hey, man, what color and sizes? I didn't get nothing back. So let me know what t-shirts you want, the colors and sizes. Appreciate you. And also, Dexter Robinson, thank you for the super chat, bro. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you,
May the
man.
force be with you.
And everybody who hits the super chat today. You guys know I usually have a donation goal, but there's a different donation goal today. Really quick. My donation goal today, I'm having a tooth, a dentist fundraiser drive. As you guys know, I had an accident, on the scooter, slammed my face into the concrete. To the concrete. Don't ever box with the concrete. I do not suggest it. But I did. Entered one round, 1 second of one round. Didn't get knocked out though. You understand? I did not get knocked out. My face hit the ground hard as hell. I was still up. Like, what's up? I was wobbling and shit. Like that dude that Mike Tyson hit and he stumbled around the ring for eight stumbles and shit. That was me, but I wasn't knocked out. But I had a concussion. But also it messed up my tooth. So I had a bridge and it cracked the porcelain on the bridge. I know you guys can probably see it sometime when I smile and laugh, since I smile and laugh a lot. But because I smile and laugh a lot, that's really got me going. I love my smile. My smile is one of my best things. So I'm having a tooth donation fundraise drive. So I need some donations. So I went to the dentist and he told me it was going to be $1,200 to get my bridge redone. So I'm having a donation. I need to get my smile back, people. So help me out with my smile. Appreciate you guys for the donation. Any donations you have, I appreciate it. But because I'm doing that, I will also give the deal that I usually lose money on. I make a little bit of money. So whatever money I can make. So if you guys ordered the Great Book of Melanin Research today, the hard copy, bam, you will get the whole police stop law package for free. As you can see here, you get the Know Your Rights manual. Bam, the brand new. You get the brand new public official bonds book that has all of the states, counties, and cities that have turned themselves into insurance companies in order to hide the bonds and insurance from the public. That's why you can never find them, or it's really hard to find when you go looking for them. You can find them, but you gotta really work when you go look in those laws. But I found all of the places, all 50 states. I found the bonds and insurance companies, or the states that have turned themselves into that. Basically where the insurance company is. Found the addresses, the phone numbers, the websites, the claim, the people, the contact. I got all of it in here. So it took me a minute, and it wasn't AI. A lot of people, somebody hit me up and was like, man, I got it. I did that. I found it with AI. AI didn't find this. AI tried to find it, and it was all wrong. I had to go in there and do this myself. I had to go find all 50 of these myself. AI sucked. It maybe had like 2. It brought up 2. All the information was wrong. I had to literally go and do the footwork myself. So this is why this is so important, that this is not done by a computer. It's done by a Kev computer. But you get that. You also get the constitutional rights cards. Bam. Right there. That's the brand new one right there. Or you can get that one. Make sure you let us know if you want that one. As well as the qualified immunity card. This lets police officers know they lose their qualified immunity when they violate your constitutional rights. And they do it knowingly, meaning if you alert them that they're in danger of violating your constitutional rights, and then you get them on camera, they can't claim later, I didn't know. That's when they get qualified immunity, when they didn't know that they were violating your constitutional rights. But when you tell them you're in danger, sorry, you can't do that. Can't say you didn't know. So that's what this is for right here. This card alerts them that, no, you don't get to claim qualified immunity that you didn't know, because I'm telling you that you're doing it. And then this is the card with all of the Supreme Court cases that backs that law up right there. And at the very top right here, this is Malley versus Briggs. It says a police officer or public official loses their qualified immunity when they knowingly violate the law or are plainly incompetent. That's what it says. That's a quote. So right here, this gets them, and trust me, it scares the crap out of police officers. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to do that for you. I'm just letting you know the the experiences people have had with these since they've been giving them out. And a lot of people, they hand this to the police officer, and the police officer says, well, I was just going to give you a warning. Have a nice day. They don't want to smoke. They do not want to smoke. Now, if you have broken the law, you did commit some violation, you were speeding or something like that, it's not supposed to get you out of that, even though it has done that. So it's not supposed to do that. Your karma, you're probably going to pay for that with your karma. However, these do make police officers think twice, 3 or 4 times before they mess with you. So you get that right there. And as well, you get the flashcards. You get the police stop flashcards. You see right here, but I'm going to give the deal because I need to get my teeth fixed. This is bugging me. I need to get my teeth fixed. So the deal, you get the whole police stop law package plus all 5 flashcards. I will give you get all 5 decks of the flashcards right here. Oops. Bam, as you can see, you get all 5 of these right here. This is law and government flashcards 1 and 2. This is police stop flashcards 1 and 2. And then you get the Supreme Court cases flashcards right there. So you get all 5 decks of flashcards as well as the 3 t-shirts. You get the 3 t-shirts. Bam. You get Rapstrology 1, 2, or 3, or you can get the group Rapstrology shirts or any shirt I have in the Real Nagas website. So I'm giving you all of that, but you only got today and tomorrow to do it. Sorry, because I don't really make a lot of money on these deals. So today and tomorrow only. Do you understand? After tomorrow, after 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night, it is not happening anymore. So again, a lot of people jump on these deals too when I do this. Is why I can't do it past 2 days. So today and tomorrow, I will be hooking you guys up with that deal. You get the full police stop law package when you order the Great Book of Melanin and Research, the hard copy, as well as all the flashcards and all of the t-shirts. Well, 3. you get 3 t-shirts. All right. So appreciate you for supporting. This is my dentist fundraiser. My dentist tooth fundraiser for today. I got to get my smile back, people. So appreciate you. Also, for people, we have this ongoing campaign. We have this ongoing campaign right here. I just put it in the chat if you can see it. So this is the ongoing campaign right here for the Associated Press. I told you guys last week they're trying to come after us because they say we have 2 of their pictures on our website that we didn't pay for, but we bought them from a licensing company. We bought any pictures that we have on our website. We bought from a license. I don't know about any of the pictures they're talking about. I'm just saying legally, any pictures we have on our website, we bought from a licensing company. As well, though, there's something called fair use exemption. We're a nonprofit. We don't make money off of the pictures, and we use them in a non-commercial way for education, which is literally what the fair use exemption is for. So we're not violating the law. However, their little third-party troll company called Pick Rights is trying to come after us. And they've done this before, and I kicked them out before. I battled with them, sending them back legal correspondence, and I smashed on them before, and they left us alone. However, this time I could do it again this time. However, I think we should ride their harassment to stardom, to fame. Everybody, the Associated Press is a huge corporation coming after a small little so-called black, people of color, minority, whatever. We could throw in all the woke terms in there. Nonprofit trying to save the lives of the people in the community as well as police officers. We're trying to minimize the catastrophic police stops that happen throughout the United States by teaching people the law. And you want to come after us, this poor little black company? How dare you? So, people, we need your support. So make sure this is the contact for the Associated Press. Make sure you go out there, you hit them with an email and you let them know, why are you harassing Know Your Rights Foundation? The first of its kind nonprofit that's went to the community and tried to teach the law for free. They're teaching us for free. We're helping us out for free. What are you doing? We need you to be upset in an uproar. What are you doing, man? They're trying to help the community. So get out there. This is the contact. And we're going to do this every week until we hear our name. So they keep coming. In the law firm that's coming after us is called Higbee and Associates. Obviously, that sounds like a Caucasian firm. Higbee and Associates out of Canada. They're not even in America. So thank y'all. Make sure you get out there. Thank you. Will do. Thank you. Thank you, AQ. But this is the contact information, everybody. I didn't give you all the contact information last week when I told you to do that, but it's on the screen now. I was hoping you guys may Google it. I didn't have it. But there's two places. There's media. Where's the first one? It's called... Where'd it go? Hold on. The media... Oh, wait. Did I put it in there? Oh, yeah, there it is. mediarelations@ap.org. That's what it is. So there it is. Hold on, I didn't put a space between press campaign. So if you guys, hold on, can I edit that? Yeah, let me do this again. Let me put it in there again with a space between. There it is. It should be there right there. There we go. All right. So I'll put a space between campaigns. So there it is. mediarelations@ap.org. Or you can go to the other one. It's info@ap.org. So please hit them up continuously, asking them why are they harassing and trying to extort a poor black nonprofit trying to save the world. We're trying to save the world. Well, America. Well, black people in America. I mean, no, we're trying to save the world. Yo, Dwayne Hicks, bro, appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
May the force be with you.
Thank you for the CashApp or the super chat, bro. We are at hold on, man. So we're at 1, 7, 2, boom. All right, we had 210 for today. Thank you guys for getting us going. It's the third time sending. What happened? It's your third time trying to send it. That's your wow. I don't know, man. And make sure you hit me up too, Dwayne. I talked to you the other day about the going into the store and let me know what you need. All right, everybody. So appreciate you guys. That's what we have going. Make sure you hit up the Associated Press. Let them know. Stop harassing this poor black nonprofit, this persons of color nonprofit trying to save lives in the community. And as well, I need my tooth fixed. I got to get my dentist. I went to the dentist, $1,200. So I have my campaign going. So again, you get the whole package with everything if you order today or tomorrow from the website. All right. Let's get it going, everybody. All right. So a lot of stuff going on. Let me make sure I got my screen going. So, oops. What happened? Oh, there it is. My screen went blank for a second. I was like, oh. All right. So, first up, if you saw, there was a report from Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said that Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene was the congresswoman that was 100% ball gargling Trump. I mean, 1,000%. Like, she went to the doctor because she thought she had a cyst on her breast. The doctor said, that's Trump's balls. You gargle them so deep, you got a lump on your breast. That's not cancer. It's Trump's nuts. So she was ball gargling so damn hard, she had a fucking, she had a goddamn lump on her breast. She had to go get checked out for. But then she came to her senses. And she came to her senses finally. But hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Come on. Where'd it? Oh, here it is. So Marjorie Taylor Greene said that Trump, or she had it on her, on the, what is it? What she call her back channels, that Trump was about to nuke. Trump is about to nuke Iran for vitriol. So here we go. Let me see if I can share the screen. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. All right. So check it out.
From severe burning nuclear weapons on Iran. So Marjorie Taylor Greene drops a bomb that the United States is thinking about dropping a bomb, a nuclear bomb on Iran. She says, right here, they are discussing using nuclear weapons on Iran in strategy meetings. Yes, you read that correctly. It's real. I'm not speculating. I know. And it's pure evil. The last time a nuclear weapon was used was August 6th and 9th of 1945 on two cities in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, immediately killing 110,000 people, vaporizing people at ground zero, and total deaths reached 214,000 by the end of the year from severe burns and trauma. But the extreme suffering continued for the Japanese people from radiation, sickness, skyrocketing cancer rates, and generational birth defects, not to mention wiping out all means of their economy. And the suffering was so great that all of humanity vowed never again. Trump and his admin were told by our own intelligence that Iran was nowhere near creating a nuclear weapon. Then Israel said the same line. It's repeated for decades. Iran is only weeks away, so we bombed anyways, killed their leaders and innocent little children in a school, and Iran has controlled the Strait of Hormuz ever since and punished the region for their part in it. And now our government is the one actually discussing lowering the nuclear threshold in order to use nuclear weapons against Iran, even though Trump claims he won the war like 40 times and says the U.S. controls the Strait of Hormuz. Trump promised no more foreign wars, but may actually be the one who delivers a nuclear holocaust that would likely drag the entire world into a major conflict, economic depression, and mass human suffering we've never seen in our lifetimes and maybe throughout history. People need to speak out and boldly stop this insanity. America is not untouchable. If and when that happens, everyone, and I do mean everyone, will hold all of those in leadership right now fully responsible for the rest of human history. Do not use nuclear weapons and stop this war now, is what she says. So again, she says that this is not something she's speculating. She knows. So she says they are discussing using nuclear weapons.
So really quick, let me give some shout outs. My bad. I have to give some shout outs to some peoples. Want to give a shout out. I gave one to Charlie J. Scott, but we have Marlon Clark. Appreciate you. Got you, Charlie J. Your people. What's happening? Is that you, Z? From the interview class from Wednesday? You better get your butt into class tomorrow. Conceptual Elixirs. Thank you, brother. And Jamar Dowdy. Thank you guys for the cash apps. Thank you guys for the cash apps. And
May the force be with you.
But yeah, we're still at 2. Oh, man, I can't count, y'all. Yep. Yeah, 205, I think. I think we're at 205. I counted wrong. So we're at 205 for today. So thank you guys. So here we go.
In Iran in strategy meetings, and she says it's real. I'm not speculating. I know. So where did she get this information? We don't know. That has not been disclosed by anybody. So we really don't know where Marjorie Taylor Greene got this information. But I trust she probably got this from a pretty good source. She's well connected. People are pretty appalled by the Iran war. I'd imagine a lot of people who are in the administration's inner circle are also appalled, but what can they do about it? You know, they sit there quietly and they comply, which they absolutely should not be doing. But, you know, what's interesting about this is the narrative of the reason why we're even at war with Iran has been to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon. And Israel says, and they've been saying for 4 years, that Iran is 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. So Trump then says, have you ever looked yourself up online? What's shocking is how much private information is out something to protect yourself. The number one goal is, and always will be, that Iran cannot have in any way, shape, or form a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, you have to remember, whenever they tell you
he keeps talking this bull crap. about Iran not having a nuclear weapon. When last week he was saying we could do a deal and we can talk about the nuclear aspect, them getting a nuclear weapon aspect of it later on. But then Netanyahu bitch came and said, motherfucker, don't you know my ball is still down your throat, man? Don't make me have to choke you out with my balls. So Trump had to call back up. Sorry, the deal is off. Again, gonna nuke Iran again. So they keep the fucking foot on his neck. I'm telling you, those balls hanging over the piranha tank is real. And they keep dipping them in the tank every time he talks about doing a deal with Iran and Oman, the ones who control the strait. Every time he says he's going to do that, they dip that balls right in that piranha tank, and they gotta pull it back. So the main thing what he's saying they want to do is, this is the reports that are coming out, is drop one in the mountainous area where, it's not where they think like a lot of people, a lot of rebels are hiding in the mountains and stuff like that. So they want to drop it near the mountainous region where also it won't do as much damage. This is what they think. Like, nigga, we just dropping nukes on everybody every day, and we just know how it's going to happen. We just know how, the reaction, what the response will be. You have no idea. You haven't dropped a nuke on anybody since the 50s. And that nuke was nowhere near as powerful as the ones they have today. So now they want to drop that near on the mountains to where they think the mountains are going to absorb a lot of the blast. Now, also, though, there's some reports that in those mountains are portals and giants in the Iranian mountains, which is why Iran has been so hard to take over the thousands of years that it's been there, that it's a home base. Those mountains are home bases for extraterrestrials or the inner world. There's like spaces to the inner world, Shambhala, or there's the giants, all three. There's rumors that there's all three over there. So now when Trump wants to go and bomb that region only, because if he bombs Tehran, he's done. He's the most evil person that's ever lived in history, bypassing the tiny mustache dude by far. And even Netanyahu bitch. Netanyahu bitch right now is the most evil person in history to me. He's up there. He's top 5. That nigga's on the Mount Rushmore of evil bitches. But Trump would be the number one if he dropped the nuke on Tehran. So in order to appease bitch real and then not do any damage to Iran at the same time, he's like, hey, where can we drop the nuke? Can we drop a nuke but not kill anybody? Okay, but if we kill some people, can we not kill the main people? What can we do? And they was like, well, there's the mountains. You can drop the nuke off in the mountains, and the mountains are mountains. They absorb a lot, man. We probably should do that. Trump was like, put it to go. Let's go. So they haven't done it yet, but that's the plan. Is to drop the nuke. Is to drop the nuke in the mountains where allegedly the portals are, the extraterrestrials have bases, or a base. It's supposed to be a base in those mountains. And allegedly those giants, those Nephilim giants, supposedly have places over there too. So you said the aliens, would you say, Sam? The aliens will not let it happen. Oh no, I don't think. Yeah, if they were to launch one, I definitely think the extraterrestrials would stop it for sure. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it because we got a story about the ETs today. A whistleblower who saw it. They saw him. You saw him. So it was, man, it came out. So they are real. They're here. They just don't want to show us yet. But so moving along. So now that Bitch Real is trying to start a war with Turkey. Like, you trying to start a war with Turkey, bruh? Like, come on, man. they're trying to finagle America out of NATO. See, Turkey and America is in NATO. So, and then they just recently launched an attack on Turkey, but not within Turkey. They did it in like some battle region of Syria or somewhere. So they can say, well, lawfully, we didn't really attack Turkey, because if they attack Turkey, then America has to go smash on Bitch Real. Why? Because Turkey's in NATO. America's in NATO. So that's the deal. Anybody smashes on your country in NATO, all the other countries have to come and help. So Bitch Real trying to slide through the door. They said, all right, we can bomb Turkey in somebody else's country. We can do that. that don't count, do it? Do that count? Hey, lawyers, can we bomb Turkey in Syria and then not cause an incident? Okay, what? Yeah, okay. They said, yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, he said no. He said no. We can bomb them in Syria and not cause an incident and not have America shoot a nuke up our ass. As if America would do that anyway. But Trump did kind of say the other day, like, nigga, y'all need to chill out, bitch. When he bombed Lebanon again, they like, nigga, hey. Trump is getting, you can tell Trump getting tired of this shit, but whatever they have around that nigga, whatever it is major. Either he's an extraterrestrial, he's part ET, he done took out some 13-year-olds, or he done diddled some 13-year-olds and then took them out, or this motherfucker, his sons have done that. Like, they got something major on this nigga that he cannot let go. Whatever he does, whatever move he tries to make, Netanyahu bitch, he yanks that motherfucker back. He's like, hey, motherfucker, what did I say? Bitch ass nigga. You ain't gonna do nothing unless I dare you to. So now this war with Turkey, or it's not technically a war with Turkey, but Israel wants to turn it into a war with Turkey. So check this out.
So Israel is going to go to war with Turkey. Yes, you heard it right. And they're going to figure out a way to do it without triggering Article 5. They've already figured out this way. They just have to not attack Turkey on Turkey soil. That's what they have to do. They instead need to keep the conflict contained to Syria. And I'm just going to cut to the chase. The reason they are absolutely going to go at it with Turkey is because they want to stop the sale of F-35s to Turkey. They are pissed off about it. They were absolutely incensed.
Hold up, Charlie J, bro, appreciate you, man. He said, get that tooth fixed. He said, see, look here, man. He said, get that damn tooth fixed. So appreciate you, bro.
May the force be with you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Did I miss anybody? No, I got everybody up until that point. Got everybody up until that point. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. We are on our way. So again, my tooth fund. This is the tooth fundraiser that we're doing today. My tooth. I went to the dentist. They said it was to get my, when I slammed my face onto the concrete, it chipped the porcelain on my bridge. So they said they have to do another bridge, and it was going to cost $1,200. So this is my dentist fundraiser live stream today. So anything you guys can do, I appreciate it, because you guys see I joke and I laugh a lot. So my smile is a big part of my game. So thank you, Charlie J. I appreciate you, bro, and everybody else who donates. So as well, it's not just about donation. For today and tomorrow, you get the whole police stop law package, everything for right here. Get the Great Book of Melanin Research. You order the hard copy, you get all of this for free, as well as all 5 flashcards and the 3 t-shirts. All right, so you get everything, but only today and tomorrow. I can only do those deals for 2 days because throughout the week, you guys be buying them. So 2 days, you got 2 days to buy that. So appreciate you. All right, let's get back to Kim. Here we go.
That the United States announced the reason they are absolutely going to go at it with Turkey is because they want to stop the sale of F-35s to Turkey. They are pissed off about it. They were absolutely incensed that the United States announced that they'd be selling F-35s to Turkey.
That's what it was. So Trump sold some F-35s to Turkey, and F-35s are the most gangster right now that they got. Like those are the most gangster ones that they have. And so Bitchreal was like, yo, we can't smash on Turkey if you give them F-35s, as if they could anyway. Turkey has the second biggest army in the world behind America. Bitchreal could only smash on Turkey if they have America backing them up. Otherwise, they can't do shit. Turkey got nukes, allegedly. They'll say they don't, but they allegedly have nukes. They got one of the biggest air forces, biggest militaries. They got all the weapons. They got everything. So Bitchreal needs America to smash on Turkey, which is why they're trying to finagle Trump to pull America out of NATO. They're really trying to work. He's trying to shit on NATO, this and that, NATO this, NATO that, NATO that. Trying to act like he's so mad with NATO that eventually he's just gonna pull out of NATO because he's so just pissed with NATO. They don't do anything. We do everything. They don't do anything. So we're gonna pull out. That's what he's gonna make it look like. But they're not gonna show you. What they're not gonna do is show you and pull the curtain behind him and show you Netanyahu bitch with his dick up his booty behind him. That's what they ain't gonna show you. Like, nigga, thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So this is the whole reason for that. They don't want, and that's when Trump came out and said, when Bitchreal tried to chastise Trump for giving Turkey the F-35s, Trump said, like, hey, nigga, shut the fuck up. Trump kind of, I didn't know his words, but hey, like, nigga, shut your bitch ass up. Because Trump is getting tired of him. A dude like that, Trump is supposed to be an so-called alpha male. He has 15 aggressive signs. When you look up his astrological chart, out of 22 signs, he has possible signs. This is like spades. You got 20 out of 22 possible. He has 15 aggressive signs. So you can't rule a guy like that for ever, really, unless you have something on him. Like, I'll kill you, or I'll kill your family, or I'll expose that you killed somebody, or something like that. Because a dude with that many aggressive signs, you can't tell him what to do. And so you can see it playing out that he's getting pissed. He's getting upset. He's getting perturbed by it. He's like, hey, motherfucker, fuck you, bitch. So, but he can't really say it with his full chest because he knows that y'all bitch has something on him.
Israel does not want this, and they are going to go to an extreme to ensure it stops. And the way to do that is to make every American lawmaker ask the question to themselves and to others: if we sell these F-35s to Turkey, can we guarantee they're not going to use them against our greatest ally, Israel? And if Turkey and Israel are going at it on Syrian soil, the answer is no. Those lawmakers cannot guarantee that Turkey will not use those F-35s against Israel. So, therefore, they won't sell them to Turkey. And that is the ultimate short-term goal of Israel right now, is to ensure Turkey does not get those F-35s. But they also have a long-term goal. And that long-term goal is to ensure that Israel is the great hegemon in the Middle East. And right now they are looking at Turkey as a direct competitor. Iran was that direct competitor, and now it's going to be Turkey. They believe Turkey is growing in influence. Turkey has the means. Turkey has the backing. Turkey has the military. Turkey has the alliances with the West. Turkey has all of these things Israel doesn't really have, not officially anyway. And they see that as a threat, and they want to ensure that they remain, they're the country of influence in the Middle East and not Turkey. Let's just go ahead and watch this propaganda video that was put out by Israel. They put this out, by the way, in English, which means this is for you and me. This is for American audiences. This is not for the Israelis. And in this video, they try to explain to us why they decided to just go after a base. And if you don't know what's happened up to this point, to where we even got to where we're having this discussion of Israel actually going to war with Turkey, is that just the other day, Israel struck the Abu al-Duhar military airport in northern Syria. And this is something that Damascus, they condemned it. Turkey condemned it. They didn't give Turkey any heads up.
See, they're just going around bombing the shit out of everybody. This is insane, dude. If this was any other country, we'd call these motherfuckers crazy. You would have every country in the world after that one country. trying to destroy and bomb the shit and kill that one country. But because it's bitch real, and these motherfuckers have subversively over the years implanted themselves in all the governments by motherfucking getting compromising information on most of the politicians, or just outright threats, that no one is talking back against them. They're scared of them. Every goddamn government in the world is scared of bitch real, except for Spain. Spain is not scared of these motherfuckers. South Africa, not scared. It's a few of them. Yemen. There's a few motherfuckers not as scared of bitch real. Iran, obviously. But most of the governments who would say something about this, who would push back against this, who would have the power to push back, are not doing so because bitch real runs them. They own them. Like I said, that's why we got to give a shout out to Spain, formerly ruled by the Moors. They got that Moorish blood. They got the blood of the Moors. And they like, fuck you, bitch. No. Real quick, Roger Grosh. Thank you, bro. Thank you guys for the dentist donation for today. Appreciate that.
May the force be with you.
This up, kid. I ordered another Boostrology shirt and shirty bond book. That's what's up. Also, donation for the tooth fund. Can't have you looking like Leon Speaks. Y'all with the bullshit. Hey, y'all funny as shit. Can't have me out here looking like Leon Spinks. Hey, man. What you trying to say, Raj? No Roger, no rerun, no rent. All right, here we go.
Which could have caused Turkey to scramble their jets. That would have caused an escalation that nobody really wants except for Israel. And their reasoning, they said, is because they got it on their intel, on their Israeli intel, which is always so accurate and reliable, that Turkey was setting up, they were going to be setting up military personnel in this base near Aleppo, that they were basically expanding their operation deep into Syria. And Israel says that is not acceptable. So watch this propaganda video. This is what they claim.
Israel just stopped a security threat inside Syria from becoming something much bigger. Let's take a look at what happened. Since the Syrian civil war, Turkey has embedded itself inside of Syria. It now has a substantial military presence in roughly 5% of Syrian territory. Now, if we look to the south, where Israel's located, by contrast, Israel now holds approximately 0.1% along a border that has threats from Hezbollah and ISIS and other terror organizations, which means that Turkey, that has no threats, is holding 50 times more Syrian territory than Israel. More than a year ago, Israel and Syria reached an understanding to maintain the security status quo and to keep this border calm. Syria breached that understanding. Israeli intelligence identified that Turkish troops were about to deploy at the Abu al-Dahur air base, which is located in northern Syria, which is less than, as you can see, 200 miles from Israeli towns and Israeli communities. Prime Minister Netanyahu made Israel's position very clear. We will not allow Turkey to entrench itself in Syria and to be moving steadily south towards Israel's border. Israel warned Syria repeatedly, don't do it. We know that Syria received those warnings and that it chose to ignore them. So Israel delivered the message in another way. Now, some might ask, why should Israel be concerned about Turkish forces in Syria? Well, because Turkish President Erdogan has openly called for Israel's destruction. He even said about our closest partner, the United States, that, well, a just world is possible, but not with America. Is this the kind of guy you would want on your border? And October 7th made it clear to everyone. When your enemy tells you that he wants to destroy you, you should probably believe him.
So that's not what they said. They didn't say they wanted to destroy them. What they said was that you niggas, that basically an Israeli state or the state of Israel, or basically no country has the right to exist. That's basically what they were saying. No country has the right to exist. But then they take that as you want to destroy Israel. And then when Israel goes and they shoot up everybody, all they have to do is say, it's a preemptive strike. We were hitting you before you hit us. That's all they got to say now? Is that all we got to do? We can just go smash on anybody and say, oh, I was going to hit that nigga before he was going to hit me. Wait a minute, that nigga was asleep. He in the bed, sleep at 3:40 in the morning. He was going to attack you? Yeah, man. In his dreams. He was dreaming about it. I got telepathy, man. You know, I got that ESP shit, man. And I woke up because I saw a vision. He was just trying to destroy us. So we had to go take him out. Like, wait a minute. You connected to his dream. He was sleeping. So you had to go preemptively take him out before he woke up and implemented this. Okay. Gotcha. This is what they're saying. Yo, real quick, Ms. Michelle Renee. Thank you for the super chat. Michelle.
May the force be with you.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle Renee. All right, here we go. So this dude is talking crazy, trying to drum up, trying to talk about, or trying to drum up and trying to gaslight everybody on a reason why Bitchreal had to attack Turkey. We just had to do it. We had to do it, man. We had to. What do you mean? We had to. Like,
Minister Netanyahu has also made something else very clear. Israel welcomes a return to the previous status quo. We are not looking for escalation, but neither Turkey nor any other country is going to threaten the state of Israel.
They are looking for an escalation because they need to stop the sale of the F-35s. That is what this boils down to immediately. But then they have a larger goal. But right there in this video, he says, oh, Israeli intel says, we had it on good word. And from our intel that Turkey was actually going to be moving troops to the space. Turkey and Syria both denied that. So that's not true at all. Secondly, in this video, he tries to tell us that Turkey has no reason to be in northern Syria. Why are they even there? This is outrageous. They set up all this land. They took 15% of the territory. Why are they even there? Turkey has been there for 10 years. So they're just trying to gaslight you. They know the vast majority of Americans don't know anything about what's been going on in Syria. They don't know anything about Turkish-Syrian relations. They don't know anything about Turkey's decades-long historic squabble with the Kurds. They don't know anything about that. So they could just tell you, why are they even in Syria at all? Well, Turkey's had a long-standing agreement with Syria. Back when Assad was in power, Turkey and Assad worked out a deal where Turkey would secure the northern border for Turkey because the group of Kurds that are in Syria are deemed a terrorist organization by Turkey. Now, you may agree with that. You may not agree with that, but Turkey deems them a terrorist organization, and they've been fighting with them for decades. So Turkey set up a buffer zone inside of Syria, and they have been able to set up. That's where they've been. Assad let them be there. The current government lets them be there, and so Turkey's been there for a while because they believe the Kurdish organization to be terrorists against them. Now, the Israelis are actually trying to push Turkey out of there because what the Israelis have been wanting is they've been wanting the Kurdish force. They want the Kurdish force to go into Iran and fight on the ground against Iran, which the Kurds have been.
So there's no ground troops. Remember, so they're trying to finagle ground troops in to fight Iran without them using their people. They want to use Americans and Kurds to go fight the Iranians while they just bomb from the sky safely. Bitchreal is some motherfuckers, man. I mean, god damn. I wasn't around to see the tiny mustache dude. So I don't really know how crazy he was, or Stalin, or the rest of them cats, Rasputin, and all the rest of these crazy motherfuckers, Mussolini and Napoleon, all these people who were supposed to be crazy people in history. But they could not have been any worse than Netanyahu, bitch. I'm telling you right now, them motherfuckers could not have been any worse than Netanyahu, bitch. Like, the only reason he not taking out as many people as they did back in the day because he got more eyes on him because of social media and the actual regular media. It's too many eyes, too many cameras. But Netanyahu, bitch, would definitely take out twice as many people as all of them in history, as all of those people in history, if he didn't have any cameras on him like they didn't. So that's the next fight, everybody, is America against Turkey. I mean, so it's be Israel against it, but it's America, really. Yes, they invented propaganda. They call it Hezbollah or Hasbara, whatever that it's something Sabara. It's Hasbara or Hezbollah. He said the Israeli government would never lie to the people of the U.S. Never. They would never do that, man. What do you mean? I'm right here when they would never, ever lie to the American people. Right with you. So moving along. Shit is crazy. So moving along. U.S. fighter pilots, they're fighting back. They're pushing back. Fuck Bitchreal. Bitchreal can kick rocks. Oh, I mean, they going in. They going in, but they're riding it on their jet wings because they know they have, they're contracted workers. When you're a soldier, you're a contracted worker. They can't force you to do anything against your will, against your belief system in the military. However, they can gaslight you and lie to you all the time and bullshit you so that you don't really know why you're going to war. But that was back in the past. That was back in the day. Today, with social media, and every soldier having a phone and TikTok and everything else, they can pull it up right and see that bitch real or America's going to war for bitch real for no benefit. So the morale is low. They're like, why the fuck are we going to war for these bitches? We don't get nothing from them. We don't have a treaty with them. They're not in NATO. What the fuck is going on? They didn't get attacked. They didn't even get attacked. Why the hell are we going to war for them? Going to die for these bitches. So, they can't really be insubordinate like that and go out there, their COs like that. So they're writing it. They're letting it be known. They're writing it on social media, writing it on their plane wing, their jet wings. This shit is crazy. Here we go. Hold on. Right here. Here we go.
Many in the party believe if it takes 200, 300,000 ground troops, then that's the price. Then that has to be done.
I'm not going to say the obvious. I'm not going to say it, but I think you know.
If it takes 200, 300,000 ground troops, that's the price. Who's ground troops, bitch? Are you just willing to sacrifice? Motherfucker? It ain't 300, 400,000 bitch Rayleigh. I promise you that. It ain't no 304,000 bitch Rayleigh. So they got to come from somewhere. Unless, just like we said, they're trying to get the Kurds. It's really America first coming in. And just so you know, I don't know if you guys knew this, but in December, the automatic draft starts, or registration. Automatic draft registration starts in December. Anyone from 18 to 24 will be automatically registered for the draft. You ain't got shit to say about it. Excuse me. Automatically, again, you have a kid that's 18 to 24, they will be automatically put into the draft to go fight for bitch real.
I'm referring to, but these are the kinds of voices that are the most powerful and prominent within the Trump White House. I hate to be the one to say this, but unfortunately, all indications are that we are about to escalate the war against Iran again because of Israel.
So I just say this. So for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, just remember, you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have a country. Really, it's the number one state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon.
That would be the United States government. By far, like 20 times. The hell you talking about? They're the number one state sponsor of terrorism in the world, bitch. They don't even have the type of money or resources to do that shit. You locked up all their money. How did they got all the money to do that if you locked up all their money? That would be United States government.
And so remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I mean, it's I'll never apologize. I did.
And if you have to pay a little bit more for your gas so that bitch real can be the number one country in the world, eventually taking down your country, who cares? Even if your country has to fall, isn't it worth it that bitch real gets to rise in the end? I mean, they're God's chosen people, right? They're the chosen ones. So if you have to fall in order to elevate the chosen people, that's what you have to do, man. Like, that's what they believe. That's what them dumbass Christian, Judeo-Christian dumbasses believe. So if you have to suffer for bitch real, they not suffering. I mean, other than whatever Iran did to them, but they got free health care. They got subsidized health care and all that type of shit. They don't got to pay for nothing. The Israeli people don't got to pay for shit. You know why? Because you subsidize their shit. You pay for it. That's why you better get your status classes. You better get up here and get your ass out of the system before they fully rape you and take all your money. None of my money goes to that shit. Get over there and get this information.
What if history was a rewrite? Learn the truth about Amaruka. Master the law and reclaim your status. Unlock perks and join our live classes. Get the exact paperwork you need. Sign up now at Real Nagas.
Sign up now. Get your butt over there. All right, here we go.
The right thing, but you could, if you didn't have.
He will never apologize, he says, for us having to pay $4 per gallon because we have to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. And I'm glad Thomas Massey is still out there telling the truth. He tweeted out the other day, let's be honest, you're paying $4.
So the status classes, you can just really quick, Karen Williams, you can just sign up. They're already posted on the website. So you can go and sign. When you sign up for a subscription, I send you a key. So they're locked up right now where no one can see them unless you bought the subscription. Once you buy the subscription, I send you a key to unlock the videos, and you can watch the videos as long as you want until, unless you don't pay the next time. So that's how you get it. Just go to realnagas.com, scroll down on the homepage to the subscription section and choose the subscription level. And that's how you get in. All right, here we go.
$4 a gallon for Israel. Like, does anybody still actually believe that we're fighting this war because to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon? And I'm glad Thomas Massey is still out there telling the truth. He tweeted out the other day, let's be honest, you're paying $4 a gallon for Israel. Like, does anybody still actually believe that we're fighting this war because it's going to be good for America, other than, of course, the people behind in the central casting folks? Because at this point, our troops don't even believe this. You probably have seen this viral photo go around of U.S. military service members getting their free speech on. BB Cucks. Be a good goy and do what Israel tells you to. Operation Epstein Theory. Peace deal number 64 incoming. I love Israel. I'm a good goyim.
I love Israel. I'm a good goyim. Look at that. They know. And how hard can somebody like that fight for you when they know you're full of shit? You're evil. Do you really think they're going to try to hit the target for you when they launch that missile? When they shoot them weapons, they really going to try to hit the target? No. This is Sun Tzu. This is the art of war. Where's my damn shit, man? Where's my damn Sun Tzu book here? Do I got it here? Oh, I had it. Nope. I do have a Sun Tzu book. It's somewhere around here. But the art of war, Sun Tzu, you have to capture the minds and hearts of your soldiers. If you want to win the war, if you don't, that's the very first thing you have to capture is the hearts and minds of your soldiers. If you're going to win a war, if not, you have nothing. Why are they going to fight for you? Why are they going to drudge through fucking hours and days and months and weeks and years of fighting and killing and dying if they don't have a good reason behind it? You better find a good reason. It's going to have to be they're fighting for their home, fighting for their families. The leader that they're fighting for is of exemptional character. I mean, he's the dopest nigga of all time. Like, nigga, I got like Bruce Lee status. Like, I'm gonna fuck with that nigga. He off the chain. They got to be somebody like that. Something motivating the troops. Otherwise, they won't fight. And as you can see, they're not motivated. They're destroying aircraft carriers on purpose so that they can leave. There's stuff in the toilets with clothes so to back up the sewer system and shit. They don't want to be there. This ain't going well.
That at the very least makes me happy because I'm glad that not everyone is under the spell. Not everybody is brainwashed. And it looks like more and more people know who our true masters are. And it's certainly not Donald Trump. And now our masters are again pressuring our president to do a ground invasion of Iran.
This is a disaster to be having to make concessions to the Islamic regime. Many in the party believe if it takes 200, 300,000 ground troops, then that's the price. Then that has to be done. President after president has confronted the Islamic regime and failed and faltered, and now this president is faltering.
All right, if you don't deploy ground troops, you are a failure, says Kenneth Katzman. And I'm not going to say the obvious, I'm not going to say it, but I think you know what I'm referring to. But these are the kinds of voices that are the most powerful and prominent within the Trump White House. And now as a result, maybe Trump has just declared that the Strait of Hormuz is a new U.S. territory. Okay, let's...
This nigga crazy. You just declared that the Strait of Hormuz is a U.S. territory, nigga? Where America has no land, nothing around there. How the hell are you gonna protect it? You're gonna defend it. They just blew up all your bases. What are you talking about? He just saying shit, man. None of this shit means anything. That was literally for FAGA. What is FAGA? Fanatic MAGA equals FAGA. Just so we're clear. I'm gonna make a shirt. I gotta make a shirt. Fanatic MAGA equals FAGA. But those are the ones he's talking to. The ones who ball gargle and lick his toenails. His toenail jam. No matter what he says. The idiots. The straight up idiots. So that'll play with them. We just declared the Strait of Hormuz an American territory. Hey guys, we're America's back. When anybody watching this shit, now, nigga, that was stupid. You don't control shit. Iran still got bombs in the strait. Did you clean those up? American territory? Did you clean the bombs up in the strait? Can you prevent Iran from putting any more bombs down there? Well, you don't own shit. So again, all the bullshitting that they do.
Let's just say that's true. Let's say that is our territory. Then we would, by definition, be responsible for protecting it. And that area just so happens to be halfway around the world, surrounded by another country who would beg to differ as far as who is in charge. And now, as a result, according to Joe Kent, the former director of the National Counterterrorism Center, in an interview he did over the weekend, in order to fulfill or to achieve those goals, we're looking at potential ground troops. Take a listen.
What's your feeling on where we're at right now? Are you getting more worried that we could be dragged? You could be you could be dragged back into it, or you're pretty confident Trump's gonna be able to walk away? Because I'm getting more concerned in the last couple of weeks.
I remain really concerned. I think a fundamental mistake that we're making here in America is thinking that we can dictate the pace, that when we decide that we're going to go back into an escalatory cycle, that we can kick off attacks. And then when we decide that they're done, then they can go back to being done. I just don't think the Iranians are going to forever hold that. Let us have that ball in our court. I think the Iranians at any given time to kick this thing back off again. I think Trump would like to walk away. But again, he just, like we've been saying for weeks now, he remains stuck mentally where he wants like a piece of paper that says he got a deal. He knows he can't get a military victory. But this is where I'm concerned because, we could get dragged back into the escalatory cycle. And then the Pentagon's going to say to him, hey, in order for us to actually have a different outcome, we do need to get in and secure some ground on one of the islands, Fort Bond or Abbas or something like that. And then it's off to the races.
Then it's
Yo, real quick. Hold up, yo. First of all, Jeffrey Hicks, thank you for the Cash App. You funny, bruh. So, Jeffrey Hicks, this is funny. Thanks for the Cash App, bro.
May the force be with you.
But he says, hold on, what did he say? He said, for anti-tight top toothism. So if you guys remember Timmy Tight Top back when we were on the Zoe What show, Timmy Tight Top had his tooth missing, and we used to clown him about that tooth being missing. Then he went and got it fixed. But we used to clown him all the time about that tooth being missing. So he said, this is for anti-toothism. This is an anti-tight top toothism. Oh, that's hilarious. Yo, now I know what Timmy Tight Top was going through. God damn it. I'm sorry, Tight Top. Though, really, really quick. Yo, Timmy Tight Top is out in Thailand. Yo, y'all better, hey, Thailand is looking real good for melanated people, y'all. Side note, let me do a little side trip. America has a lot of karmic backlash coming. This is only for the melanated people who can do this, and it makes sense to you. If you can do this, you probably should take off from America for a little while. Thailand is probably the best place. They love niggas over there. American niggas. They love American black people in Thailand. Like, there's something called black privilege in Thailand if you're from America. Like, I've been doing a deep dive into that shit for like a year and a half. And plus, Timmy Tight Top goes there every like 3 or 4 months. He's there now. So he breaks down all the, the ins and outs of being in Thailand. And they love black people in Thailand. Not to mention, in Thailand, most foreigners can't own a business, or they can't own more than 49% of their businesses in Thailand. Whereas, because Thailand has a treaty from 1966, they have a treaty with America. Only Americans can own 100% of their businesses in Thailand. And it's cheapish. When I say cheap, you can eat for $3. You can eat a whole 8-course meal for $3. It's insane over there. Melanated people are going over there and living great lives. The thing that they talk about the most is the anger, the strife and stress. It's none of that over there. The going back and forth, the hate and all that, none of that over there. Everyone is happy as shit over in Thailand. Everyone is happy in the moment. Even even if they have some back problems or whatever, they don't express it. So even if the culture, they seem like everyone is great, even if they may have some underlying problems. Their culture is, you know, don't bring your problems to everybody else. So Thailand is like this great ass place that most melanated people should probably think about getting away to for at least a little while till America goes through its karmic backlash. It's going to go through it, people. I'm telling you right now, America is going to go through a karmic backlash for a bunch of reasons. For the fact that they've destabilized most governments since their inception, since America's began. They've destabilized other governments in order to boost America with the help of vitriol. But the other thing is that vitriol, the evil controlling power, the evil black hand from around the world, they've been shown now. Everyone sees the boogeyman. Now, when you see the boogeyman, if he's against the boogeyman, he just doesn't back down and bow down. He doubles down, triples down, quadruples down on who the hell he is. And if vitriol is like that, and they are that people, they've been that, you know, throughout history, they're going to quadruple down. Now that you know who they are, now they don't give a shit. Remember, they're in the law of reversal. Evil is good to them. That's their culture. That's their law. That Talmud shit. Evil is good. So them taking you out, if it's good for them, it's not evil. That's how they think. So that means because all of America, the American people, is against vitriol. The government, the politicians aren't, but the people are. Eventually, that's going to come to a head where the government and the people are going to clash over vitriol. And what do you think is going to happen? You think vitriol is going to back down? No. It's going to be real bad, violent for the American people when they try to smash on vitriol. And it's coming. It's coming hardcore. Everyone can see it. So if you can sidestep and bypass this bullshit that's getting ready to come back in America for a little while, you should probably take off to those countries over there. They're not third world countries. They're first world countries. They're built up more than America. Those countries, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, those countries are actually built up. They're more technologically advanced than America. Crazy. And cheap as shit. 2-bedroom for $400 a month. 2-bedroom condo. Like luxury condo with 3 pools and gym and zen room, all that shit. $400 a month. Melanated people, you do not have to live in squalor over here in America. This is bullshit. The American dream is bullshit. The American dream is in other countries now. The American dream was back in the 60s and 70s and 50s where before the money blew out of control and you could buy a house for $15,000, $20,000. You can't do that anymore. The American dream is bullshit for everybody in America because now you have corporatism that's taken over capitalism. And corporatism will destroy first of all, they'll take over everything. And what they can't take over, they'll destroy the rest. So melanated people, just a little side thing we went on there because I've been thinking about that. I was supposed to tell you this a couple of times ago, a couple of live streams ago, but we didn't have enough time left. But man, y'all need to get out there. And I showed you the girl who lived in Thailand and the place she had the swimming pool in her living room and the professional sauna in her living room, 4-bedroom crib with 4 levels, and she only paying $1,700 a month. She paid less than what I pay. So, man, I'm trying to tell you, this is the universe talking to somebody needed to hear this, or a bunch of you needed to hear this, but the universe sent that through me to you for the people who can sidestep and get out of here. And you don't have to live in squalor and strife and you know all this damn under this financial pressure. You don't have to live like that. I'm trying to. I saw an 18-year-old who moved to Thailand from Sweden. This nigga was 18, balling. He a black dude. He a black kid from Sweden who moved to Thailand and now is balling at 18 years old, living his best life. So I brought that to you because somebody needs to hear that. The universe channeled that to me to somebody who needs to do that. I eventually will be moving to Thailand, but that's some years down the line when I make sure that you guys are straight over here and you know the law and you can smash on the United States corporation. So I have to stay here and make sure that I train y'all properly first. But after that, I'm out. I'm out in Thailand, baby. I'm gone. Penny right now. I'm out of here. So y'all may want to do that. But as you can see, the soldiers are not with Israel. Back to the topic. As you can see, the soldiers are not with Israel. They're not having it. They're not with America for Israel, let me say. So moving along. Sorry, went off on a little tangent there, but I've been studying this for a minute. Thailand, and it's beautiful. Thailand is paradise for black people. There's not one black person who I've seen in their video. I've watched probably a good 100 and something. There's not one video that I've seen from a black person in Thailand, a melanated person in Thailand, where they said it was bad. All of them love, this shit is awesome. I ain't never going back. That's what you hear from every single one. I ain't never going back to America. I mean, these are cats from the hood in Atlanta, the hood in Texas, the hood in Detroit, the hood. I mean, niggas. They like, this is awesome. Nigga, no strife, no danger. I can leave. I don't got no danger. I ain't got to worry about nobody killing me, shooting me up, robbing me. That's what it's like over there. So Philippines too. Yep, all those countries. And you can hop to those countries. You can, if you in Thailand, you can go to Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can be in all those countries and visit all those countries every day if you wanted to. So just so it's a better life out there for melanated people if you want it. Don't get snowed by this American bullshit. There is luxury, way more luxury that you can be living in outside of America. But so moving along. Back to the topic. So last couple things I got, because bitch real's been bitching for a minute. Last thing I got, couple things I got. Uncle Luke, he lost his bid, man. Uncle Luke was supposed to he was going for Congress, and he was running for Congress in Florida, in the district, the black district in Florida, and lost to the Jewish lady. Now I did a story on this. Maybe a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. I did a story on this a couple weeks ago. Hold on. Well, here we go.
Go after yet another. We know that there are currently.
So after they redistrict, they redrew the districting maps in Florida. The black district got drew out of, or it wasn't necessarily that I got drawn at. They just redrew the maps where it wasn't so many black people here and there, whatever. But they're still black districts. The Jewish lady, her district got blown out, thrown out. So she's like, "Oh shit! Well, I don't have my district anymore. I'm just gonna run in the black district that she don't live in." But I'm there with black people. I know black people. I worked with black people. Like, bitch, you don't live here. Even if it ain't a black, you know, it shouldn't. Politics, when you're a politician, you shouldn't be trying to get stuff for people because of their race. That's against the law. That's unconstitutional. If you can't do it for one, you can't do it for the rest. But you should be doing it for the people. If you're representing a district, you should at least live in that district so that you know the problems to fix. She don't live there. She don't know shit. But all the damn bitch real people, the bitch real money came in and pushed her to the top because they still need that position in the government. Bitch real still needs another bitch Rayleigh to have a position in the government, American government. That dual citizenship bullshit. So she wins and all the black people lose. And I'm going to fight for the black people. I promise. I'm going to do stuff for you eventually when Israel is straight. But after Israel, you're good. I'm going to hook you up. So check this out.
Debates taking place because Debbie Wasserman Schultz is now wanting to run in one of the few VRA districts that is left so that Black people can have representation. You see, the reason that y'all want to do this right now isn't because you're afraid that we are after a power grab. It's because you want to lock in this racist agenda for decades to come. Because that's exactly who this court is. This court is racist, this court is immoral, and this court lacks any semblance of ethics. The fact that this court just on last night decided that they want to go after yet another Alabama seat, and then they decided to throw out the votes of the voters in Louisiana because they decided that they wanted to go after yet another Black seat in Louisiana. The fact that Virginia decided to stand up and fight back, and it was this same Supreme Court that decided, forget the will of the people and the fact that they voted, we're going to throw that out. This isn't what democracy is supposed to be.
This is the Fox News Alert. The Associated Press is projecting Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz will win the Democratic primary in Florida's newly redrawn 20th congressional district. The former DNC chair is seeking a 12th term in Congress, but redistricting put her in a much tougher primary spot against 4 Black Democratic challengers. Congressman Wasserman Schultz now advances to November, where she's going to face off with the winner of tonight's Republican primary.
Ballot consequences,
Holy
I think,
cow,
for Larkin, too.
Nixon leading in Broward County by 10 points.
Okay, where the fuck is the... Someone link me to Larkin!
I just want to...
Elijah lost already? Yeah, Debbie Wasserman Schultz at 50%. Elijah gets 12%. Dale Holness. Debbie Wasserman Schultz wins Florida House 20. Holness got second place with 21%. It was not even close.
It wasn't close because of all the money that came in from the AIPAC people. The bitch Rayleigh lobbies. Those are the people who pushed her over the top. She had no reason winning. Them Black, do you think all those Black people in that new district that she wasn't a part of, they voted for her? Hell no. All them Black people didn't even know who the fuck she was. But she wins by overwhelmingly in a district that nobody knew who the fuck she was? Come on, man. Over Luther Campbell? Uncle Luke? Stop playing. This is absolute bullshit. She did not win like that over Uncle Luke. He would have just got the celebrity vote. The celebrity vote would have put him over the top if this was real.
Please. So we got to talk about some have to have somebody that is Black, aka a Democrat, represent them because they don't like Black Republicans.
So let's keep going.
You're seeing southern states move quickly to try to at a time.
And they got pissed off and upset that a white Democrat decided to run in the so-called Black district.
This does come at a time when, because of the Supreme Court decision in Calais, that you're seeing southern states move quickly to try to chop up and eliminate Democratic seats, many of them held by African Americans. It's likely that the Congressional Black Caucus, the numbers in the Congressional Black Caucus, are going to be much smaller in the next Congress, regardless of what Democratic wins there are. So I'm curious if in the course of doing these deliberations about this, if you had conversations with Hakeem Jeffries, with members of the Congressional Black Caucus, and what they told you about the prospect of you going into a seat that has traditionally, for the last 3 decades, been held by an African American.
Yes, I have. I am very close.
30 years that seat was held by a melanated person. And she had the gall to go and run in that district. That was held by 30 years by a melanated person. All because bitch real still needs a seat. She's not going to do anything for them people in that district. She don't even live there. This is such bullshit, man.
With my CBC colleagues and obviously close with Leader Jeffries as a member of his leadership team.
But did anyone in the Congressional Black Caucus say to you not to run?
No, none of them asked me not to run. What the leadership, what Hakeem Jeffries and my CBC colleagues told me is that, they know I know our community.
The only way that someone can truly represent the African-American community and needs is someone who has their shared lived experience. Obviously, you do not have their shared lived experience. How will you be able to try to convince them that that's not an issue for you going forward?
Because I have been in the community, for decades already. I show up. And I make sure that the representation that I provide is one that is not token, it's not surface level, it is deep and immersive. They know for sure that they don't want to start with a beginner who would be just trying to staff up and figure out, just the basics of, what their job is.
Girl, what are you talking about? You don't even live in that community. What are we even talking about right now? So you're saying that
did you hear her? Hour? She kept saying hour, bitch. If you don't get your stank bitch ass out of here, hour. The fuck she been? First of all, she's been in Congress for almost 30 years. So that whole damn time, she's been in a Jewish district, helping out the Jewish people, really bitch real. But as soon as that district get wiped out, oh, I'm going to go take over the dumb black niggas district because they stupid. They'll vote for me just because I got a D next to my name. And the bitch-rally lobbies will push me over the top. That's how this works. Dumbass niggas, y'all need to get involved and understand law and government, or nothing will ever work for you. Ever. Or don't do it. But stop complaining about the shit when you don't get involved.
Jeffries and other politicians within the CBC told you to run because they know that you have the best interest of our...
Oh my God, this nigga zesty as fuck. This nigga teeth worse than mine. What the fuck is going on? Nigga, what? Goddamn. I didn't know this nigga was about to have this zesty ass nigga right here. Goddamn. We'll muddle through. We'll struggle through this. But goddamn.
Community in the CBC told you to run because they know that you have the best interest of our community in mind. You don't even live in that community. What do you mean by our? And I want to back up just a little bit here, right? So what you and the person doing the interview here is 100% correct, right? Because the way that these maps are being redrawn, black representatives in Congress are looking at a lower number, right? And just black representation not being there to the depth that it could be. So in the face of that, what you are telling me is that Hakeem Jeffries and other people within the CBC told you to run, that they were okay with a lower number of black people being represented in Congress as long as your face was there representing a black district that already has other black candidates running in it. I need the names of the other people. Thank you for giving us Hakeem Jeffries, but give us the names of other people. You want to know why? Because we now want to run qualified black persons to replace them.
And they put forth a challenge of black people, including a black criminal.
Hi. Your thoughts on the indictment, please? Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation of Congress. So thank you so much.
Now, let me say this. The black politicians don't do shit for niggas either. All they do is hold the position for the boule, and the boule holds the position for the Khazarian. So really, they just cut out the middleman. That's really all they did. They cut out the middleman. They're like, look, we don't need you to hold the position for us no more because she lost her seat. So we'll just cut your ass out, put her in the seat that you would normally be in, funneling the resources to us. However, we don't need you to do that because we'll just put our own person in that place now. Because if you're honest, melanated politicians don't do shit for people either. Not a goddamn thing. You name some shit that melanated politicians do for black people. They don't or melanated people in the community. They don't do shit either. They're there for the perception of power. That you're gaining power in the system. If you see a bunch of black people in politics, in the government, you go, oh shit, we getting somewhere. And then they don't do a goddamn thing. So you're going to be getting the same performance. Actually, you may even be getting better because she may have to show, because she took over a black district, that she is not faking the funk. And she's really about that life. So she may have to show and prove for the black community first for a little bit before she pulls back. Niggas don't have to do that because niggas are just trusted because they're black. That dumb shit that you think just because a nigga black, they think like you. And they have your best interest at heart, which is some dumb shit. A whole lot of niggas in jail killed by niggas. So, but they don't think about that shit. Here we go.
Also, call for some of your colleagues to step down or resign.
They didn't elect me. It was my district. And so we'll keep fighting for the people and keep working like we're doing now until they get what they need. So we're here for the people. So the only people who elected me should have to make that decision. Thank you so much. Thank you.
A black socialist.
You know, what we're seeing all across Florida right now is a reaction from the black community to Congresswoman Washington Schultz's decision to carpet back into Florida 20. This is a seat that was created forcibly in 1992 to protect black representation. It had to be forcibly created because we've seen 116 years without a black representative from Florida. And Alcee Hastings took that in 1990. And now we see someone from Weston who doesn't live in the district carpetbagging into our district. We need somebody with our lived experiences, our shared lived experiences to represent this district. But we also need somebody focused on the issues of affordability. And that's what I'm doing.
I'm saying if they come into the country illegally, which means crossing the border illegally, and they have a rap sheet back in their own country, are you okay with them staying here?
What I'm saying is if a murderer comes into the United States of America, sending them back for them to just come back over the border doesn't make sense to me. If you're a murderer coming to this country, put you in jail. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Republicans want to give these folks a vacation. I'm not interested in giving a criminal
That's
a vacation.
ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about the vacation. No, we're talking about removing them from the country that they came to illegally. There's almost no country in the world that allows people to just cross their border and begin a life inside that country. You have to come in legally. Would you not agree with that?
I agree.
Hold up. What's your askew viewer? You in here talking shit? Because I don't ball gargle niggas because they black? Is that what you think? You supposed to just ball gargle on suck niggas' toes just because they black and think everybody motherfucking black is exceptional because they black? That's dumb as shit. There's a whole lot of dumb niggas out here. Go walk outside your house right now and look down your street, up and down your street. You'll find a whole lot of dumb black niggas on your street. So the fact that we think just because these niggas are in politics, they supposed to be some exceptional niggas? Are you serious? Are you serious? You can't be serious, bro. You really want me to jump on you like that? No, did he? Did you hear me talking crazy? Because I'm fucking pointing out how niggas in politics don't do shit for you. And when you talking all this damn troll shit, put some shit in here that niggas have done for you in politics. Since you so astute on what black people do for black people when they politicians, won't you put the receipts in the chat? And I'll flash them on the screen since you got them all. But I promise you ain't got none. What have the black politicians in Congress done for niggas in America? And I'm sure you ain't be able to find that. I'll just play the video. Shit. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Agree with that, but there's a right and a wrong way to carry out our laws. We have a constitution in this country. We have rule of law.
Again, for the rest of the people, it is okay for you to challenge your own people and make them prove that they're worth whatever energy you give them. Don't just give somebody your energy just because they look like you. That's stupid. Are you on the same frequency, the same vibration? Are we in harmony? Do we have the same goals and things in mind that we want from the future? Because if not, then why the fuck should I be dealing with this nigga? That's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time for you to be getting with somebody who is completely antithetical to what you want and how you do shit. Just because they melanated, that's stupid. You see the Jews try to do that shit and you see it crashing on them right now. That's not the model from the universe to go with. To go with people just because they're like you or they're born from your same crop. That is not the model. As you can see right now, that shit is falling in on the Khazarians. They're the ones who tried to do that shit. You want to follow their model? Nah. Here we go.
We have a Congress, and we cannot have a situation where we have people terrorizing, not just, immigrant communities, but terrorizing our communities, shooting random people in the face like Alex Perty. I mean, this is not an acceptable way to carry out our laws in this country. The president and the executive branch need to enforce the laws, but they need to obey Congress because Congress is part of our constitution in this country.
Well, let me tell you one thing, Elijah. Congress's laws are the laws that ICE is upholding. And I'm just going to ask.
So what they're trying to say is the candidates that she ran against were so bad, that's why she won. Now, they just showed the lady before her, she was a criminal. She lied and stole or whatever. So it's, it shows, or it's, it adds up to why they wouldn't reelect her. However, this guy right here, he's a socialist. He's the Democratic Socialist of America, and he believes in open borders and all the rest of that shit. So he got some radical views as well, which is probably why he didn't get elected. Now, when they get to Uncle Luke.
You one more time because you didn't answer my question. Are you okay with someone crossing our border illegally, even though that's against the laws of the United States? I'm not talking about how they're removed. Are you okay with them coming in illegally?
I think I answered this question. I think I answered this question. We have to enforce the laws that we have on the books if someone's coming into the country illegally.
Okay, so they should be
There is a right and a wrong way to enforce the law. We cannot shoot people in the street. We cannot kidnap Americans off the street indiscriminately. You may be okay with that. I'm not okay with that, Martha.
No, I'm not okay with anyone being removed indiscriminately. I'm okay with the laws being upheld, and I'm okay with people doing their jobs.
And a black rapper.
Yo, Luther Uncle Luke Campbell running for Congress. I need y'all to go out there and vote. This thing's serious. I need the people who don't normally vote to go vote. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can win.
Now, he just called him a rapper. He's not been a rapper in 35 years. Now, this is what they'll do when they want to label you as dumb. Well, he rapped a long time. That's 35 years ago. He hasn't rapped 35 goddamn years. At least. He ain't rapped in 35 goddamn years. But you want to label him as a rapper to discredit him. As if rapper means you're dumb. That's synonymous with being stupid. Which it is not. Because we can throw KRS-One. We can throw Chuck D. We can throw a whole bunch of rappers in there who would kill consciously. Professor Griff. These are mental giants. So rapper being synonymous with dumb is ridiculous, but they keep using it as such.
Because the traditional voter, they're going to split and go all over the place. I need the people of my culture, people who grew up with me to.
I'm sorry, Kool Mo D. Kool Mo D is the biggest mental juggernaut of them all. I've been around Mo D. Mo D is off the chain with it. Mo D is a mental giant. You understand? That motherfucker will smash on anyone intellectually. So this rapper being stupid shit is crap.
Go out and vote. You got to go do it. Just take your driver's license down there. I know you haven't voted in a long time. Find your precinct, go to the website, and go and vote. That's how we're going to get this done. We're creating a revolution. We're changing the way of how the Democratic Party operates, and I need you to go out there and vote. Let's make history. Think about it.
Against the white Democrat, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And let's just say that this socialist did not do very well.
And now to one of the most talked about Democratic House races. In May, sitting Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz made the decision to run in Florida's 20th congressional district, and it paid off.
Wasserman Schultz cruising to a victory tonight over several challengers. And Local 10's Christina Vasquez live now in Tamarack with the latest on the victory party there. Christina.
As you say, Debbie Wasserman Schultz clinched this Democratic nomination. Take a look at on your screen who she was up against and then where those vote totals came down to. And you made a reference to the fact that this is a redrawn congressional district. So you might remember that she had currently been representing District 25. Then you have the state of Florida, and lawmakers here in this Republican-led state made the decision to do that mid-decade.
She wins 46% of the vote in a place that she never been in. She don't live there. They don't even know who she is. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. First of all, most people don't even know who you are if you live in the district they vote in. Let alone you don't even live in the district that they vote in, but they know you enough to vote you 46% across the top. Come on, man. This is all bought. This is all paid off for by bitch real.
Redistricting, and in that moment she decides to, instead of running again for re-election in her 25th congressional district, she makes that decision to run in this newly redrawn 20th congressional district. And just a short time ago she greeted her supporters. Take a listen.
I'm going to fight to make sure that they can pay their rent and their micro
Stop it.
groceries and their health care.
Look at all those dumb niggas behind her.
Nevertheless, I support their.
Look at all them damn those Goyim niggas behind her. those Goy niggas. Look at that. All of these just behind her clapping. Promise you, they don't know anything that she's ever done for anybody. If you ask them, name me one thing what Debbie Wasserman Schultz has done for the American people, I promise you they wouldn't be able to tell you. Not a goddamn thing. Not one. Let alone 2, 3, or 4.
Gas.
It'll be on the House side here. Wasserman Schultz, her district was transformed by this redistricting effort. Her house is actually in a different district. She opted to run here in the 20th district. This is based in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale. There was some controversy because this is a plurality African-American district. There's a history in this district of representation by black members of Congress, but she decided to run here. And again, there's sort of split opposition. You can see to Wasserman Schultz. She easily out-fundraised her opponents, so she wins this thing handily. And again, this is an overwhelmingly Democratic district. Kamala Harris won it by nearly 40 points. So it looks like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, whose career was certainly threatened by the redraw here in Florida this year, has survived this primary and is very likely to go back to Congress next January. And someone...
Yeah. So you see that, you heard that. Now, again, Elijah Manley.
I wouldn't call Willie D an intellectual giant. Just being honest. I wouldn't call Willie D is smart, but I wouldn't call him an intellectual giant. He's not dumb, but he's not an intellectual monster. No.
Was a socialist. Now, a lot of his vote was split amongst the blacks in the race because they didn't want to drop out, right? They didn't want to drop out. So therefore, they decided to stay in. And that basically allowed Debbie Wasserman Schultz to win. Now, who knows? I don't know, because she basically almost got 50% of the vote.
So basically what they're trying to say is all the dumb niggas who didn't drop out split the vote, which is why she won. Now, that could be a fact. That could be true. That could be true because you had all these niggas in here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 niggas who split the vote, whereas they probably dropped out. That one nigga up top would have got all the votes. He would have got maybe what? That's another 20-something, 27%. He would have got another 27%. So he probably would have won. So if these three at the bottom drop out, 12.8, 8%, and 7.6%, that goes to homeboy, home whatever his name is right there, Wholeness. That go to him. And he wins. Now, Luke was actually, when they were polling before, Luke was actually in first place until Wasserman Schultz came in and he put him at second place. Now, so I don't know how he fell all the way down to last when he was first and only got pushed to second when the Khazarian shit came in. So this is another resource grab by the Khazarians. This is some straight bullshit. They be grabbing resources. Yo, Gary Galloway, appreciate you. Donation for the dental fund.
May the force be with you.
Appreciate you. Make sure y'all get out there. Got to get my tooth fixed, everybody. It's gonna cost me $1,200. I just went to the dentist. He said $1,200 for a new bridge. So this is my dental donation live stream as well. I'm doing the deal, the Great Book of Melanin research deal that loses me money. It doesn't lose me money. I just don't make I barely make any money because all of this stuff costs a lot of money, costs money to put in your package. So you get the whole Great Book of Melanin research package. It's the hard copy, the police stop law package, public official bonds, the brand new public official bonds book, the new Know Your Rights manual, constitutional rights card, qualified immunity cards, and you get all 5 decks of flashcards. I usually only give you one, but you get all 5. You get all 5 decks here and the 3 t-shirts. So that's the whole house. Give me the whole house, but you only get it today and tomorrow. That's the deal. The deal is only on for today and tomorrow, period. So order after 11:59 p.m. tomorrow. Sorry, can't do it. But appreciate you. So make sure you get out and donate. Also, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the status class subscriptions on Real Nagas. That's the best way to get this information and get out of the system.
What if history was a rewrite? Learn the truth about Amaruka. Master the law and reclaim your status. Unlock perks and join our live classes. Get the exact paperwork you need. Sign up now at Real Nagas.
At Real Nagas. Sign up at Real Nagas. Also, do like Roger Grosh. Go out and get you a Rapstrology t-shirt. He just bought a Woostrology shirt today. Shout out to you, Roger Grosh. No, I didn't. Hold on, let me check. My bad. I only saw one up here. Oh, here, man, my bad. Y'all guys, I don't get the alert on here. It just shows up. So my bad, man. Corey Hardness, appreciate you. Chinzira Anubis, people. He's the one who hooks up all my dope pyramids. Bam. He gave me, this is the pentagonal pyramid that he hooked up right here for me. Bam. Shout out to you, Chinzira Anubis. Thank you for the Cash App, bro. Put your contact information in there, man, so they can hit you up if they want to get one of those pyramids. They off the chain. He got one of the big. He got the big one over there. I'll show you in a second. He got the super huge penta. That's off the chain. But thank you, Corey. Jeffrey Hicks, appreciate you, bro. He says, tight top two-fism. Darius Foster, appreciate you. I got you, Gary Galloway and Wayne Richards. Thank all you guys for the Cash Apps, for the dental donation. Appreciate you.
May the force be with you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, my smile, man. That's one of my greatest features. When I'm out here joking and clowning, you gotta have a nice smile to make people come along with the joke. And so doesn't always have to be like that, but it helps. So appreciate you. Thank you, guys. All right, everybody. So moving along. Next thing I got. This is the last thing. They were saying, remember how they honeypot or Khazaria, they honeypot the politicians. They want to corrupt. And so this is how they think. I mean, we know that, we kind of suspected, but there's something that just came about that this may be true. So check this out. All right, hold on. So they usually do women honey pots because dudes can't keep their pants zipped up for the most part. If you're a heterosexual male, a strong heterosexual male, you like to do your dipping. So they honey pot a lot of the males. However, they do honey pot females sometimes too. And this was brought out to be shown to be a possible honeypot right here.
Tell me what you see. Is this a picture of what true love looks like? Perhaps a serendipitous romance for the ages? Yes, we're talking about the marriage of Ivanka Trump, the daughter of Donald Trump, president of the United States, and Jared Kushner, who's from a family with very close ties to Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel. And now they're trying to build some kind of fancy version of Epstein Island in Albania that just so happens to be on an old Soviet military base. And Trump has basically been giving Jared carte blanche over everything in the Middle East since 2016. Now, I'm sure all of this could be coincidence, just two people who fell in love representing two powerful geopolitical.
Now, if you've seen the movie The Omen, we've seen The Omen, right? And I don't know how many of you seen The Omen, but if you haven't seen The Omen, you know who was in The Omen. They had the little kid. The little kid's name was Damien, and Damien was a child of Satan. He was the devil's child, right? And they found out when they cut the nigga head, they dig down there, nigga had the 666 in his head. Now, Jared Kushner, now if you followed the Omen had it was 3 parts. He was a kid, then he grew up, he went to school, college, whatever, had that little part. Then he grew up, become a politician. And then he took over major parts of the government in America. So the devil kid grows up to become a major force taker player in the American government. Does anything matching up here? Because again, they put these two together when they were young. Now, for this to be a honeypot, you would have to say, did they know that Donald Trump was going to be president? Like, how would they know that Donald Trump was going to be president? For him to honeypot, for them to honeypot Ivanka Trump. Now, I don't know if they knew that he was going to be president. I think they just were trying to honeypot a powerful person who may be in some positions later, that they may need. And so whatever we need from you, we know we got our man in place to get you to give it to us. Right? So that's what that honeypot was. I don't know if they knew Trump was going to be president. However, if you go into that book that said, the Barron's Travels or whatever, that said that that there was a dude named Donald who was going to be president. It was a kid named Barron who went on a time travel trip with a dude named Donald, and Donald became president, and all that. Come on now. So, we know they're working with time travel and all kind of shit. So they could have known.
Political interests, and none of it was planned. But what if, and just hear me out, we humor the idea for a second that maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit more to this story.
My life has always been really rooted in my family. I'm lucky to be married to my best friend. How do you guys talk about me, the tough days? He lifts me up. He's my greatest champion. He's the best dad ever.
That's right, best dad ever, and definitely not a Mossad asset, and totally not a foreign honeypot operation.
When you look at what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, and you look at what Jared Kushner was doing, sort of being a, whatever you want to call it, right? Like a rainmaker, putting all these people at the table, trying to arrange scenarios to get certain results, working sort of with government, but also outside of government. Would it be completely crazy to say that Jared Kushner is working in an Epstein-like fashion?
I think the idea that we have a number of these shadowy figures like Jared Kushner, completely unelected, playing puppet master and controlling government officials has gone from fringe conspiracy to very much mainstream consensus over the past several years. I mean, after years and years of speculation, the vice president of the United States basically went on Joe Rogan, affirmatively confirming that Jeffrey Epstein was an Israeli spy.
Look, he clearly had connections to the highest levels of American intelligence. He clearly had connections to the highest levels of Israeli intelligence.
But with Epstein now neutralized, let's just use those words, could Jared Kushner, as Tim Dillon suggests, be running a similar kind of operation? Let's just use that.
He clearly had connections to the highest levels of Israeli intelligence.
But with Epstein now neutralized, let's just use those words, could Jared Kushner, as Tim Dillon suggests, be running a similar kind of operation today? And if so, just how did he maneuver himself into that position of power?
Check this out.
Jared Kushner was born January 10th, 1981, and raised in an influential modern Orthodox Jewish family.
That's Damon. That's Damien. Hold up.
Jared Kushner was born.
That's Damien from the movie. That's Damien. Holy shit.
January 10th, 1981, and raised in an influential modern Orthodox Jewish family in Livingston, New Jersey. His grandparents, Joseph and Ray Kushner, were Holocaust survivors from Poland, and his father, Charles, is a multi-billion-dollar real estate mogul and a major donor to pro-Israel and Jewish causes. More about him in a second. But among the regular guests in the Kushner household during Jared's youth was a then rising star in Israeli politics named Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu. Now, the bond between the Kushners and Bibi was so close that during one trip to New Jersey, it was reported that a young Jared Kushner once lent Benjamin Netanyahu his bed. That during one trip to New Jersey, it was reported that a young Jared Kushner once lent Benjamin Netanyahu his bed. Sleepovers with Netanyahu. Kind of reminds me of another alleged honeypot connection, Erica Kirk, and how she was hanging out with the son of Netanyahu before meeting and falling in love with Charlie Kirk.
So Erica Kirk hanging with baby Netanyahu bitch before she meets, and also she'd taken a trip to Bitchreal, where she had first met Charlie Kirk in Bitchreal. They set that up, obviously. Then they come back here, and she gets a job interview right after meeting with Netanyahu bitch. Excuse me, baby Netanyahu bitch. So, dude, this shit is so set up, it's insane. This shit is crazy, man.
And not days after his assassination, the media company that runs the Charlie Kirk show officially registered as a foreign agent of Israel. Another coincidence, I'm sure, but I digress. Back to Jared. He was reunited with Netanyahu a few years later in 1988 on a tour of a Nazi concentration camp in Poland before flying to Israel to, quote, complete the journey from slaughter to Zionist rebirth. At Harvard, Jared Kushner was a core fixture and megadonor of the campus Chabad. Now, officially, Chabad is a global Orthodox Jewish movement known for running outreach centers. You've probably likely seen them in your city or community. And I would say in years past, I probably wouldn't have thought twice about it. But recently, Tucker Carlson alleged that Chabad was stoking the Iran war to advance a theological agenda on behalf of the state of Israel, namely the rebuilding of the Third Temple.
What is Chabad exactly? Well, Chabad, you can look it up, is a very old organization, about 250 years old. And it's a branch of Hasidic Judaism. It's an organization that was overseen for many years by a guy called Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, who was famously in Brooklyn, considered the Messiah by some of.
So that's the guy, again, considered the Messiah. That's the guy. Remember when all the Khazarians were coming up from under the tunnel in Brooklyn, in New York? That's the tunnel. So, and then I showed you guys the two white people who infiltrated the underground Khazarian temple. Remember I showed you that in Israel? They posed like they were Khazarians, and they got into the underground whatever temple in New York, and they was being shown all around the temple. That temple was the temple of this guy. That was this guy's temple, who they believe is the Messiah and was coming back. So all of this shit ties in. Because Netanyahu, bitch, he loves that motherfucker. He was over here kissing that guy, and there's a video of this guy telling Netanyahu, bitch, he was going to hasten the coming back, the return of the Messiah. That's his job. This is what he told him. It's your job. You're going to bring back the Messiah. That's what he told him. So they in a giant cult, man. Multiple gods and devils and all kind of shit. This is what the world's being run by today. Well, it's been run by that, but now it's coming to the light.
His followers, who was a friend of presidents, or certainly someone presidents visited. He was a very powerful man in the Orthodox and the Hasidic community. And he was the overseer of Chabad, which predated him and outlasted him, but he was its most visible ambassador. And Chabad has been pushing in a pretty subtle way, unless you look carefully, for the reconstruction of the Third Temple.
Now, just to be clear, we don't know if Chabad is a bona fide intelligence asset of Israel, although there certainly exists a nexus of shared Zionist donors, which has prompted even some American Jewish publications to criticize Chabad's recent quote-unquote extremist turn. Still, many Zionist and Jewish organizations condemn Tucker's statements as an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, to which I say the best ones usually are. Now, among Jared's mentors at Harvard was none other than law professor Alan.
Then Jared Kushner's mentor is Alan Dershowitz. Come on, man. You can't make this shit up. Bruh, you can't make this shit up. These niggas are everywhere. I've showed you this before too. Look, they are every goddamn place you can think of. Remember this?
You have any lightsabers or Ewoks in the vehicle? I don't answer questions!
Not that. Not that one right there. Not that. That ain't what I was talking about. This right here. My bad. But yeah, you need to get over to Know Your Rights Foundations. Just like Yoda. You don't answer questions. But here we go. I mean, this right here.
Christopher, you need to stop.
Who's in control? Who was in charge of the CDC that was controlling and telling our government to shut down small businesses and what they recommend for the mandates of the vaccines and Pfizer and all? At the time when COVID was being enacted, I'm going to read off the staff of who was in charge of this CDC. The director of the CDC was Rochelle Walensky, dual citizenship with Israel. She's a Jew. Deputy director of the CDC, Ann Shawalchik, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief of staff, Sherry Berger, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief medical officer, Mitchell Wolf, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC director of the Washington office. This is pertinent to the topic. We're talking about COVID, right? Yeah, this is pertinent to COVID. So, I love you, Jennifer. Yeah, please. So, director of the CDC of the Washington office, Jeff Resnick, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID czar, Jeff Zaints, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID senior advisor, Andy Slavitt, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Assistant of Health Secretary for Human Services for our country, the Assistant of Health Secretary, Rachel Levine, transgender, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew.
I ask that you hold off, Christopher.
Ma'am, I'm almost done.
Mr.
Pfizer.
Wood, the chair has ruled that your comments are out of order. She's asked you to stop.
How is it out of order?
The chair has...
He said Jew. There's nothing wrong with Jew. It's not derogatory.
Exactly. Okay, keep on going. Head of Pfizer Vaccines, Albert Bourla, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Pfizer chief scientist, Michael Dostin, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Moderna chief scientist, Tal Zaks, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. BlackRock, everyone know BlackRock? BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. I said we're willing to sacrifice our ego, our reputation, and our lives. Yes, ma'am, and I love you, and I appreciate your patience. BlackRock president, Rob Capital, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. The CDC chief medical officer of Johnson & Johnson, Joanne Waldstreicher, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Chief medical officer of Merck, Michael Rosenthal, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Head advisor of the World Economic Forum, Yuval Harari, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. And that's only talking about COVID. That's not talking about who's in charge of
Christopher, you need to stop.
Who's in control of the media or the banks. Go on. God bless you. Thank you for your patience.
So, yeah, that was that just being exposed from the medical industry. All of the people who brought who brought the pandemic upon us are Khazarians. Dual citizenship with bitch real. American bitch real dual citizenship. Oh, yeah, can't even say this shit. Dual citizenship. Goddamn. So now, Jared Kushner, first time, he was right behind Trump. It was too close. Everybody was looking at him as the handler. So this time around, he's like, I'm not going to be a part of the administration. But he is. Just as a special envoy. He hasn't taken an actual position in the cabinet because he doesn't want to be held responsible for anything when he pushes everything towards vitriol. So he don't want nobody coming back at him legally. But as a special envoy, a special attaché, a special consultant, then he can do all of this shit. He can run Trump and be hands off at the same time.
Alan Dershowitz, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. And this is where things start to get a little bit more juicy. According to an FBI informant in a document released in the Epstein files, Dershowitz told U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta that Epstein belonged to both U.S. and allied intelligence services, and that Dershowitz regularly debriefed with Mossad during the trial. For the record, this is a claim that Dershowitz has denied publicly.
I was Epstein's lawyer. I tried desperately to get him a good deal when he was first arrested. I went to the prosecution with everything we had. I asked Epstein over and over again, what can you tell me? Did you work for the government? Did you do anything for the government? If he had done anything for the government, first person he would have told would be me, and I would have gone to the government and say, well, you can't prosecute this guy. You have to let him off the hook. He's worked for the government. There isn't one iota of proof or truth to the claim that he worked for the Israeli government.
Now, wait a minute. If Dershowitz's claim is that if Epstein was Mossad, he could have gotten him off easily, which isn't that what happened? In a now infamous quote, when asked why he agreed to a federal non-prosecution agreement with Jeffrey Epstein, letting him off the hook with just state-level prostitution charges instead of a federal sex trafficking charge, Alex Acosta allegedly replied, quote, I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone. So I'm not exactly sure.
Epstein ran the intelligence. That's the real thing. So Jared Kushner is a honeypot, and he was groomed, as we allegedly, he was most likely groomed to control Trump as he was coming up. They probably raised him to control Trump through his daughter, who he loves more than anybody else in the universe. He loves the person he loves the most more than anybody in the universe is Ivanka, because subconsciously he wants to tap her. He said that shit on TV. So it's not some shit I'm making up. He said that shit on TV. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd be tapping. That's what he said. So they're controlling him through Kushner. They groomed Kushner to control Trump. That's what it looks like. So, man, this is all fucked. He says, Jew transgender, that's definitely going to hell. Straight up. So moving along. Karmelo Anthony, he wins. Not really, sort of. Karmelo Anthony won his judge recusal hearing. So they were asking, the attorneys are looking to get a new trial. But when you do that, when you look to get a new trial, the person who decides if you get a new trial or not is the person who presided over the old over the old trial. So if they were with the fuckery, then you present them and say, yo, we need another trial. If they were with the fuckery, they're going to say that again. They're going to say no. They're not going to recuse themselves to show that they were with the fuckery. So they're going to be like, nah, you don't get a new trial, right? So the first thing to do is to get a recusal hearing, because judges are supposed to recuse themselves. Like they're supposed to, when you challenge a judge, say, yo, I need you to recuse yourself because you're biased. You're compromised. So the judge is supposed to look at all the information. If they're on the up and up and they're moral, they say, yeah, you're right. I'm a little compromised. Let me back out. Most judges don't do that shit. That's bullshit. Right? So judges don't do it. So you got to go over their head and have a recusal hearing with another judge to look over all of the evidence and facts and say, all right, this judge is tripping. Yeah, you gone, judge. So that usually never happens. Even when they go to a higher judge, the judge will look over it and they'll always have their judges, their fraternity brothers back or sisters back. And so now, though, the evidence was so overwhelming. And this is why you need to learn the law, man, because if you really learn the law, they can't fuck with you. The lawyer that went in there, he went in there so fast. It was like less than an hour. It was like an hour. It was like he went in there like it was a formality. Like, this nigga fucked up. Let me show you all the ways he fucked up in the law, and you have to go with that. You have no choice but to rule in my favor because he actually broke all these policies and laws. But if you don't know those policies and laws, if you're not a good researcher, then you won't know how to catch somebody. This is why it's really good to be detailed. You have to be detailed when you're dealing with the law. So shout out to this dude. Their new lawyer is off the chain. I got to meet that guy. Straight up. He's definitely, yo, and I need you guys to campaign, get out there and campaign, hit up a bunch of black law firms, let them know the Know Your Right Foundation exists, and they need to hook up with us. We've been trying to hook up with a lot of black law firms, to show them, to get them out there. And it's really, they're really on the stage right now because of Karmelo Anthony and the Wells case. So let's get the information. Let's get our, tag them, all that type of stuff. Whatever. I don't know how you get in touch with them. Is it tagging people? I don't do none of the social media stuff. So if you got to tag them with the video, whatever you need to do, make sure you get Know Your Rights Foundation in the forefront of these people's minds, because we need to link up. So, but check this out. Karmelo, he wins the case, and a whole bunch of stuff came out about Austin Metcalf and his brother that should have been released during the first hearing. Why was it not released? Because they say that Karmelo had some bad stuff in there that they didn't want coming out. Now the Karmelo stuff is not good either, but is it as bad as the other dude? So check this out. Here we go. Let me share the screen. So we have multiple videos to watch on this because this is all different angles. So watch this.
Both prosecutors and the defense in this case presented their case using a motion for a new trial hearing to expose the violent backgrounds of both Anthony and Austin Metcalf.
JD Miles has been in the courtroom all day, and he joins us now live with the latest. JD, there is a lot to unpack here.
Come on, JD, get it together.
There was a private off-the-record agreement between attorneys for Karmelo Anthony and prosecutors to keep the sordid backgrounds of the killer and the victim out of the ear of the jury and the public, to focus solely on the murder trial and what happened under that tent at the Frisco High School track meet last year. But now there's in this motion for a new trial, the background reports are being released, and the defense is going first, releasing 20 pages now of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Karmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word.
No, they didn't. They say niggas. They said niggas so much. And so let me backtrack. When when I first saw the pictures of all them in the pool together with all the brothers, I was like, oh, these niggas ain't racist. Oh, they racist as fuck. These two motherfuckers are racist as shit, man. They would bully all the black people at school because they was MMA fighters. They was bullying all the black people at school, calling them niggas on campus and shit. Oh, man, it's crazy. We're about to get deep into why this should have been brought into court. This is insane.
And were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. They kill all blacks and Heil Hitler along with the N-word and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, we did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism. There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school. And in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach.
Wow.
He was also kicked out of a football game and
beating on girls. Look at this. Oh, dude, why would you make a deal to leave all of that out of the court? There's one reason. You're gonna see the reason why, because the thing about Karmelo Anthony, it may have made him look really bad. But again, I would have put that against everything that came out about the brothers.
Texted someone later, I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids' stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids. At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, behind our bench was talking wild, Austin reportedly replied, kill that MF. During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 revealed that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage.
This dude was nuts. Austin was motherfucking nuts, man. All that karma he was putting out came back on him at that instance. For both of them, we're going to see the karma that both of them put out came back on them. It's not just, again, whatever, just so you understand universal law, whatever happens to you is because of something you did or you did not do when you were supposed to do it. Karma is action as well as inaction when you should be active. So whatever happens to you is something that you did or you should have done. Right? So Austin was putting out crazy energy, crazy megalomaniac energy, crazy motherfucking fucking Hans Gruber, fucking Debo energy. And ultimately it was going to come back on him. Like, dude, you was going to meet somebody who was not going to punk. You can't punk everybody. And see, when you're a kid and you're a bully kid, you don't really know that until somebody knock you the fuck out. That's why I always talk about the movie Ender's Game. Shout out to Ender's Game. I may watch that right after this goddamn live stream. I think I will. I'm going to watch Ender's Game right after this live stream because Ender, and shout out to the dude who played Ender. He's an Aries. I looked him up. That dude's Aries. Ender beat the shit out of the dude who was trying to punk him. Stomped him out even when he was on the ground. Out. Kept on stomping him. Said, nigga, I ain't going to deal with this shit no more. I'm going to let you know. If you fuck with me, I'm crazy. And you got to deal with this every time. Every time you deal with me, you got to think about dealing with that every time. So this fool was nuts. He's putting out all kind of crazy energy that came back on him.
During a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun to school the following day.
Well, we understand the prosecutors, meanwhile,
talking about bringing a gun to school. They talking about Karmelo bringing a knife to a goddamn track meet. These fools are talking about bringing guns to school. Come on, and Karmelo is the killer looking for it. Now that may be true when we hear about what happened with Karmelo was trying to keep hidden. Let's keep it watching.
5-page character dossier on Karmelo Anthony, which they promised to present as well. That document shows that on the morning of the stabbing, Anthony sent out a text saying that he was, quote, low-key on the verge, and that his girlfriend went to their school principal to complain that he had been stalking her because she broke up with him. Of course, we'll keep you posted on all of those developments, and we will.
So saying that there was some post baby saying that he had broke up with his girlfriend, but the girlfriend broke up with Karmelo because he was stalking her, right? But after he got arrested, she had this big old post with all these pictures of him kissing them together, kissing and loving each other and all that. Keep your head up, baby. We got you. All of that. So does that sound like a girl who was who was breaking up with somebody for stalking her. Keep your head up, baby. We got you. We love you. Blah, blah, blah. Posting crazy pictures of them two together. Right? So that doesn't sound, that narrative don't sound like it go together. So let's hear what they got to say right here. I'm bringing a whole bunch of stories.
Where the judge at the center of a high school.
Then I got to bring you the Coon Cajun side of it, because all of this evidence is coming out. He is such a white ball gargling piece of shit that he refuses to even talk about the stuff that came out about Austin and them. He only focuses on what came out about Karmelo. It is 20 times more shit that came out about the Austin Metcalf niggas than it is that came out about Karmelo. But his ball gargling ass still thinks that Karmelo did not have the right to defend himself from these crazy motherfucking white racist pieces of shit. This is insane, man. Watch. We got to break this shit down.
Track meet stabbing trial has been removed as the convicted teen is appealing his conviction. You might remember the case when then 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was involved in a confrontation with 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in the rival team's tent. That altercation turning deadly with Anthony stabbing Metcalf. He claimed it was self-defense, but he was convicted of murder and sentenced to more than 30 years in prison. Anthony is black, Metcalf was white, and this case has sparked massive backlash, dividing the community, especially along the lines of race. And almost immediately after that June decision, his family said they plan to fight the verdict.
You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respect it.
He's an idiot. This is the wrong thing. This is the worst thing they did by putting him as a spokesperson. He's an idiot and only really out for himself. He doesn't know anything. He's not smart. He's not that articulate in front of the camera. I don't know how he is off the camera, but in front of the camera, he's not that articulate. He can't put ideas together that shows that Karmelo might have been innocent. He doesn't know any. He doesn't do any of that. So the fact that he's in front of the camera is stupid. They should not have him in front of the camera speaking for them. But I think this is old.
This process, but we're gonna fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Karmelo Anthony is not going to go away.
A correspondent, Xavier Walton, is live in McKinney, Texas. So, Xavier, Anthony's defense team argues the judge was not acting impartial after he spoke publicly about the case.
Nicole, that's exactly right. And that post-conviction fight for Karmelo Anthony's team really started today. And I'll tell you what, court started a little after 9. There were some delays, but it only took 1 hour. That's it for Karmelo Anthony's new defense team to convince this judge, that Judge John Roach, who presided over Anthony's trial back in June, that he should be recused. That's it. It took 1 hour. So just about an hour ago, there was a loud outroar outside of the courthouse. We went down there to see what happened. Inside the courtroom, I am told it was tense. I'm told it was emotional. A clip from an interview that Judge Roach, that you were just talking about, Nicole, did 2 days after Anthony was found guilty of first-degree murder, was played for the court to hear. Now, in that clip, Judge Roach agreed that the jury, quote, got it right. The Anthony defense team, his new defense team, says Judge Roach compromised his impartiality during that very interview. Here's what it sounded like for supporters of Karmelo Anthony after today's decision. Now, Roach has defended those restrictions that he initially put in place when it comes to media, cameras, and audio, in a written statement saying the overwhelming focus on my ruling regarding the media in the courtroom was to protect the process, witnesses, and jury. And that's one of the things at the forefront for the defense, saying that Roach would not allow these things. A visiting judge from South Texas named Sid Harrell, that name may sound familiar.
And let me just say, the sisters was riding for Karmelo. We got to give it up to the sisters. The sisters have been outnumbering the brothers riding for Karmelo. Something like 75% of the activist riders for Karmelo right now are the sisters. Now, again, they have that maternal instinct. This is a young kid, they're channeling that energy, that they would have normally for their own children, or they do have for their children, into Karmelo. But that's what that energy is. You see them showing up and showing out, showing all the love to Karmelo, letting them feel that energy. So, and as far as on the back end, a lot of the women lawyers, the sister lawyers, like the girl from the public opinion court. She curses a lot. she curses a lot now, which kind of takes away from her point when she's trying to tell the law. But she's ill with it. Dominic, Nick at Night. It's a girl named Nick at Night. It's a couple other lawyer sisters too. They're really smashing out. So I want to give a shout out to the sisters who have really been on this, keeping this in the forefront of the community's mind.
That's because he's the judge who presided over the Uvalde School Resource Officer trial earlier this year. He's going to be back here tomorrow to handle Anthony's post-trial proceedings. But Nicole, I'll tell you what, before today, leading up to these two hearings, I reached out to legal experts, and they said that the Karmelo Anthony defense team had an uphill battle. And I think a lot of people, if you ask them, they will tell you that they were a little bit shocked by this decision, not only by the decision, but how quickly it was made too, just 1 hour from the time that hearing started to when that decision was made by the judge today.
All right, so Xavier, some say this is an uphill battle. The defense now getting past that first hurdle, but now it's turning to its push for a new trial. What are they arguing went wrong during that trial?
So there are three big arguments, and we're going to start with this, the restrictions on public access, essentially closing down the courtroom. Now, if you'll recall, back in June, there were no cameras allowed. There was no audio allowed. So it really was people inside, and there was only like 9 or 10 media seats too. And then there was like 28 public viewing areas. So it was a limited amount of people inside of that courtroom. So that's one of the main arguments. The second one is they say that prosecutors backed away from a so-called gentleman's agreement to keep certain character evidence out of the initial trial. That's another argument made by the defense. And the third is they're challenging the jury's instructions involving the self-defense claim. Now, the prosecution, Bill Werski, he did put out a statement saying the jury, heard extensive evidence over the course of the trial. This is back in June, obviously, returned a unanimous verdict. We remain confident in that verdict and the fairness of the proceedings. So obviously, both sides are sticking to their guns here. But the hearing on Anthony's request for a new trial is set for tomorrow at 9 a.m. as we're looking at these live pictures. There's still some people out here. But I'll tell you what, as soon as that decision came down, Nicole, you heard a loud roar from outside of the courtroom. And that's when we went down there. First hurdle for the Anthony team today, second hurdle tomorrow, potentially a new trial. We'll have to wait and see. I should also mention there were families from both sides, both the Metcalf.
So I'm gonna break down most of the stuff that came out. So I just wanted you to get the real quick. Brandon Terry and Curtis Neal. Thank you for the cash apps. Oops. Damn it. Uh-oh, sorry. Hold on. Dang it. Hold on. Uh-oh. No. So, oh, man. This thing froze on me. Hold up. This thing froze on me, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, come on. Are you serious right now? So, damn it. It's not like this thing locked up. It froze again. So, shit. So, I'm going to have to go out the live stream. I'm going to end the live stream and come right back in because the whole screen froze. I can't do anything. I can't show you anything. I can't move anything. I can't click anything. I don't know what happened. So, I'll be right back, everybody, in 2 seconds. Give me 2.2 seconds.
Real Nagas, tap in.